Hey, welcome to the second course video for the song Honey from BAND-MAID and their 2018 album World Domination. I'm musically malnourished, and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. In these videos, we do a deep dive into the lyrics and meaning behind the music. So we're wrapping up the album World Domination. Let's get in, see what's going on in this song. Honey is the wild card of world domination. Yeah, no, definitely in listening to it, I was like, wow, that's a way to close the album. Sarcastic, chaotic, funny, bitter, deeply cynical. It's BAND-MAID letting loose and poking at the absurdity of modern life, broken systems, shallow people, and performative positivity. The song takes place in a world already destroyed. The bomb fell and we broke. Where diamonds crack, freedom is stolen, and everyone is left trying to cope through sarcasm, mockery, and screaming into social media. Intense. The narrator is fed up with fake saviors, empty love slogans, shallow minds, and society's nonsense. Instead of despairing quietly, she laughs in a sharp, biting way. Honey isn't romantic. It's political, emotional, and cathartic. This is BAND-MAID at their most punk. No illusions, no sugar. Excuse me, goodness, gross. Just truth sprinkled with black comedy. I never have to burp until I'm talking to you guys. All right, verse 1. With such dull, lifeless faces, we sing our songs. It's all nonsense. Wow, pretty straightforward. The bomb dropped and we shattered apart. Even the diamond split clean in two. What was it that stole our freedom? Everything's just nonsense, which obviously here I would assume the idea is because a diamond is very difficult to break. So it's saying like what has happened is even split a diamond in two. Everything's just nonsense. These are the moments that I wish I had a little bit more understanding into just life in Japanese culture, because obviously I can speak very clearly from an American perspective, and there are probably, obviously there are shared experiences, but different nations and different cultures definitely go through different things at different times. And so I could speak to the superficiality of American culture. I can speak to the, ridiculous nature and state that most of our media is in, and in all those different things that have to do with society and culture. But I wish that I had a little bit more insight into some of the things that, they're speaking directly to in Japanese culture. But there are definitely these ideas, right, that I think we can all get on board with in most any culture. Who even said love will save the world? Adam and Eve fell in love, and then Jesus was born, right? How are we supposed to laugh in a world this hopeless? Wow, that's an interesting line. Adam and Eve fell in love, and then Jesus was born, right? How are we supposed to laugh in a world this hopeless? Let me see what I can draw to this. This is the first time I've seen like an actual, just clear biblical reference from BAND-MAID. Here, I'll bring you in. So obviously the first part's easy, just this questioning of a cliche. Deliberate, sarcastic, and incorrect. That's the point. Adam and Eve didn't fall in love in a romantic sense. Jesus wasn't a result of a human romance at all. The lyric mocks oversimplified religious narratives, calling out how people compress complex theology into comforting myths. It suggests we tell ourselves neat stories to make suffering easier to swallow. Frustration at shallow religious or philosophical answers. Yeah, it is interesting because I was trying to figure out, are they trying to say like Adam and Eve had a baby and that baby was Jesus? But if the point is to be, okay, wait a second. So yes, if it's meant to be this oversimplification, it's just like, okay, we are not tracing thousands of years of lineage, and events and all of these other things. If you're like, well, Adam and Eve fell in love and then like had Jesus, and it's like, no, wait, there's a whole thing in between all of that. That whole lineage is super fun to walk through. Obviously the genealogies in the book of Matthew, Adam, Eve, Cain, Abel, Isaac, Ishmael, Jacob. You start getting into all of those. It's pretty fun to trace all those stories. But okay, I can see what they're saying. I was just trying to figure out, but it's like it's meant to be overly simplified to prove the point. And hey, I have an issue. I'm a Christian. I have an issue with just these very blanket statements that are very empty. I'm like, no, man, humanity is a little bit more complicated. I think there are some simple things for sure, but a lot of times it's just like somebody's going through something really, really difficult, tragedy and things like that. And it's just like, have faith. And it's like, okay, yeah, the sentiment, have faith, good, but that's the same thing as saying Adam and Eve fell in love and had Jesus. It's like, no. All right, well, let's take that idea of what does it mean to have faith? Let's talk about what you're going through. What are you feeling? What are you processing? It's not just like, hey, get over it. God is good. It's like, yeah, God is good. So with that in mind, let's talk about what you're going through. Let's get into the details of it and the pain and the difficulty, because guess what? God's big enough to handle it. He's patient enough, okay, to handle your unbelief or your doubt or your fears or insecurities or depression or whatever it is. So I agree in that extent. I do get annoyed with, even as a Christian myself, even as somebody who has 20 years of pastoral ministry experience, I do get sick of the oversimplification of certain things. Honey, honey, honey. Guess he turned out to be a disappointing guy, huh? I can totally see through what's in his head. Nope. Honey, honey, funny. A dog pretending to be sadistic. Wow. If you want to raise your manifesto, here, I'll give you this. That's intense. Guess he turned out to, okay, repeating here. Time to spit it all out, everyone. Oh, okay, I get it. So it's like feeding you honey. Here, take the honey, 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 honey. Interesting. Okay, that's the first time I really penned that together. Very cool. Honey, 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 time to spit it all out, everyone. Let's do some crappy SNS and feel better. What is this, course 2? Let me see. It's interesting down here. This is the first time I feel like I've seen SNS. Let's get some insight on this. Very Japanese in tone. It adds a layer of irony to the song. SNS in Japan means social networking services. Calling it crappy in SNS is key. The line is sarcastic. Fine, let's just post something dumb online and pretend we feel better. Okay. So I'd be curious if they actually are using, because it says crappy SNS in our explanation, but let's do this. Oh, excuse me, I about to sneeze. Okay, so yes, technically it is profanity, but like a casual, low grade. The Kuso? So yeah, just signaling this frustration. Wow, very cool, man. I love that idea. Once I got the whole like honey, 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 like I'm just trying to jam honey down your throat. Just take my simple answers. Take this. It's sweet. Sarcastic punk realism. Love will save the world. Someone pretending to be tough or edgy, but it's fundamentally harmless. A sadistic dog. Manifesto lines, likely political satire calling out performative activism or some empty statements. When the world is broken, sometimes all you can do is rant online with everyone else. Wow. Very cool song. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Obviously, this wraps up our time in world domination. It's on to Conqueror. So thanks for being with me for this one. Hope to see you in the next one, because we're eating good.